Menopausal and perimenopausal women, listen up. It's time to take control of your health and comfort, and Winona is here to help. Winona is a telemedicine company for menopause care who believes that your symptoms are real, important, and deserve to be taken seriously. And for many women, this starts with hormone replacement therapy. Winona's HRT is made with plant-based, bioidentical hormones rather than synthetic ones, so it better aligns with your body to offer relief from hot flashes, weight gain, and other uncomfortable symptoms. 80% of women who use Winona find relief within just 90 days. So, what are you waiting for? Get started today. Visit buywinona.com today to start your free visit. With free shipping and the ability to pause or cancel at any time, your path to wellness has zero obligations. Use code SPRING24 at buywinona.com for 25% off your first treatment plan. That's BYWINONA.com for 25% off. Winona. Menopause care made easy. Summer is the season of hot temperatures, outdoor adventures, and refreshing water activities. Summer is also the season of rough on your feet, causing dry, cracked heels and toes. Introducing Babyfoot, the original exfoliation foot peel that contains 16 natural extracts formulated to remove dead skin cells in 3 easy steps. Apply the booties, relax for an hour, then wash your feet. In 14 days, you've got baby smooth skin and your feet have never been softer. Letting dead skin cells build up over time is hazardous to your foot health. Our professional-grade DIY products, like our original exfoliation foot peel, our men's foot peel, or our moisturizing mask, are some of the best foot care products on the market, created with your foot health in mind. Pamper yourself with a spa day from the comfort and convenience of your own home with Babyfoot. If you want a chemical-free, easy-to-use exfoliating process from the company that created the original foot peel, it's time to treat yourself to Babyfoot. Go to babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24 and get 20% off your first order with Babyfoot. That's babyfoot.com and use the code SUMMERFEET24.
Hello, and welcome to Too Stupid to Live, a podcast that reviews romance novels $5 and under. I'm your host, Becky Feldman, and on today's show, we are returning to the high seas to review a pirate romance entitled What the Parrot Saw. And What the Parrot Saw, just hearing that title, it initially, it doesn't sound like a sexy book. It sounds like a kid's book that's, narrated by a parrot who's, pointing out shapes and is like, man, that's a triangle. But boy, was I wrong, you guys. This book was so sexy. It is written by Darlene Marshall, and it is currently $3.99. So this book is a historical romance, and if you're looking for other historical reads, especially Regency romances, I think that now is the perfect time to support indie authors and pick up The Ideal Countess by Catherine Grant. If you like authors like Julia Quinn and Sherry Thomas, then you're going to love this novel that is about a love triangle. Who doesn't love those? The parrot pointed out that's a triangle. The parrot also knows there's a love triangle. Anyway, listen, I'm just making, connections here. I have a lot of time on my hands and my brain is going a mile a minute. But anyway, The Ideal Countess was also a finalist for the National Indie Excellence Award, and you can head over to tstlpodcast.com for links on where you can purchase it. So, today's guest is one of my favorite people, Neel Ghosh. He is a stand-up comedian. I perform with him when live shows were still a thing at the Ruby LA. Listen, maybe one day down the line, we will do a live show again. And Neel just came out with a new podcast called Papaya 9, Not News, with Neel and Jonas, where they discuss slept-on current events. So I just realized I talked a mile a minute. I just woke up from a nap, so I'm probably newly energized. But regardless, it's just because I'm so excited about this episode today. So please enjoy our review of What the Parrot Saw. And what did that parrot see? Well, you're just going to have to listen to find out.
Neel, welcome to Too Stupid to Live.
Oh my God. It's an honor.
Oh my God. What do you consider an honor? Because this is not it. I don't know why you said that.
An honor is being part of something bigger than yourself. Much like our boy, Oliver.
You are so right. You're just like making that segue right into the book. But
I
before we begin, oh, go ahead.
no, I mean, I just like I was telling you right before this, I just had never read a book like this before ever.
So you've never read any romance novel, like nothing like sexy.
No, I've never been turned on by a book before. It's like weird.
It's been
Um,
happening for centuries. So many people have been writing naughty things.
Very naughty things, and
Yeah.
I just didn't know it could really hits you different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Different. So this was, I mean, yeah, I'm so happy you asked me to be on this.
Oh my God, I'm so thrilled you're here. So we are discussing the book What the Parrot Saw by Darlene Marshall. It is currently $3.99, and I'll just read a quick synopsis.
Just say real
Um,
quick, worth every penny.
it was worth every $3.99. I mean, off the bat, just by the way, I think this whole episode is going to be about how this is our favorite book of all time. I'm just predicting this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. All right. So, in the seas of the Caribbean during the 19th century, Englishman Oliver Woodruff finds himself going from heir to his father's business, to captive, to cabin boy, to lover, to decoy for the elusive and intoxicating marauding Maddie St. Armand, aka captain of the ship, prodigal son. But don't call her a pirate. Call her perfect, because to Oliver, that is what she is. But can Maddie navigate the treacherous waters of opening her heart
Ugh,
to love?
ugh. The ultimate voyage.
That's exactly it. That's a good tagline for the book.
Listen, that was, it's funny, like you read the book and then you hear this synopsis and you realize the synopsis can't at all capture the passion displayed in this book.
No.
But yes, we do have our characters and our place. Oliver Woodruff,
Hmm.
right? He's the son of a
He's the son of like like, was it like they make clothes? What's the thing where they make clothes?
cotton mill.
A cotton mill. Yeah.
I don't think they made the clothes, but they spun the cotton.
Yeah.
It's a mill, and so he's like this kind of rich, you know, private. I think of like a private school lad,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then he meets Maddie, who's this pirate. Maddie's so badass.
She's amazing.
She's the captain of a ship called what was it, the Prodigal Son?
The prodigals, is that how you say it? Prodigal? Prodigal?
Prodigal?
I think it's prodigal. Two idiots are hosting a podcast talking about books and they can't say words.
Oh my gosh. I think we need to clarify to everyone listening, like, we don't know. We're not an expert. I mean, you more so an expert than I.
My
But-
podcast is called Too Stupid to Live. Don't worry. I can be as dumb as I want. And so can you.
So prodigal,
Mhm.
prodigal son.
Mhm.
She's just like, she's in this anti-slavery group.
Mhm.
Literally, they're bringing slaves in the Caribbean and Florida in the 19th century.
Mhm.
Just like such a dope cause.
Yeah,
Super.
absolutely.
That is woke.
The whole book, I have to say, is pretty woke for like a historical book. It was like the most like historically like woke book I think I've read in a while.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Is this genre of book typically like very progressive with like?
The recent ones are, I would say. There are like a lot that I just feel like maybe at some point, which is happening right now and probably started maybe 2 years ago, of like people getting the hint that's like, oh my God, we really need to acknowledge, if we're writing something in history, we really need to acknowledge like the shitty things that happen. Because then it just looks like you're like whitewashing it. You know what I mean?
Right. Totally. And I mean, I think like in the first like third of the book, when they first gets on the ship, there's like the undercarriage of the ship where there's like the slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And slaves were like diverse as hell. There was like a dude slave, woman slave, a Chinese slave, like an Italian slave. Like it was just like, wow, this is like a progressive, like this is the pamphlet of what you would want for slavery. It's diversity across.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, yeah, it felt like there was a conscious kind of effort to do that stuff, and it was good. It worked out. It didn't feel like, like kente cloth, like
Mm-hmm.
pander.
No, not at all. And it did like talk about like kind of the larger issues, like because she was talking about like, okay, Oliver, you own the cotton mill, but where are you getting your cotton? You're getting it from slave labor. You have to change the system.
Oh, what an amazing message.
It was such an amazing message. And it's like that kind of stuff, like that kind of like message or just like was not something that I've read before in terms, like usually the books that I've read are just like about people's like interpersonal things and like their own obstacles or themselves or the people around them. But like looking at like society as a whole and the economy as a whole, I was like, whoa, good on you, Maddie.
Yeah. And like even a white guy being like in service to a woman of color, like that's so dope. Like she was the leader the entire time, and he was like, Oliver was like down, which is cool.
Yeah. It was hot. I think it's like a turn on for people attracted to men. They're like, yeah, you're not gonna put me on a pedestal. You're gonna let me do my own thing.
Wow.
Not let me do my own thing. You're not gonna have a problem with me doing my own thing. That's what I meant to say.
Right. And such a, wow. It's really, I need to say too, like, I think I emailed you this, but like, I like full blown like AP test studied for this, like the last 3 days, just like crammed the entire book. And
I did too.
Okay, good. It's just such a ride. Like it was so cool. So
yeah, I really felt like it was just like this epic story. Like there were so many adventures.
So many layers to it too.
Yeah. So let's talk about Maddie. She's like, when we first meet her, she's rescuing Oliver, or she's like, Oliver is our main guy. He's like a writer, very sensitive, hasn't really like traveled anywhere, but he's in a brothel for some reason. I kind of forget.
I think he wanted to leave England.
Yes.
I don't know.
He was yearning for more.
Yes.
A Captain Saint Armand is like, I'll take you to my ship. And Oliver is like, there's something about this captain that I can't put my finger on.
Yeah, because it's a male captain, as far as we know.
Yeah.
And so there is like the threat of like, she has a deal or something that she owes to this brothel owner, Maddie does. And so she's like, okay, I'll just like toss you to the sharks essentially, like when we get to Nassau, I think, or like island. And so they like, yeah, right. They get on the ship, and then it's kind of this, it's that like first act, like you're now, you're new to this environment of the ship, and everybody's like shitting on you, and you don't know how to cut potatoes because your hands are soft and like,
bad potato cutter. That whole hazing. When you're like getting into a new club and they're like, you can't fucking cut potatoes.
We're auditioning for an improv group. They're like, yeah, your scene work was fine, but what can you do with this russet?
If you want to work your way up to an improv team, you gotta start at the bottom of the improv theater, taking level 1 and cutting potatoes.
The first 6 weeks are about potatoes, and the last 2 weeks are about improv.
There's nothing like cutting potatoes for full-time improvisers.
And every team name is potato related.
Oh yeah. It's all about taste.
Floods. You guys. Oh my god. Uh, yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
what were we talking about? Improv. Oliver joins the improv team on the ship.
Yeah,
Oh, well, speaking of improv jokes, so the thing is called What the Parrot Saw. So obviously there's a parrot,
yes.
but in the game of the scene, the parrot is labeled a cat.
Yeah. This is a little funky. Like the cat identifies. I'm sorry. The parrot is identified as a cat by Maddie.
Well, the parrot, I guess, we don't have too much of a backstory on this, but the parrot thinks it's a cat. And if you were like, hey, if you were like going to turn to the parrot's name's Roscoe, great parrot name, well, cat name. But if you were like to turn to Roscoe and be like, oh, aren't you a cute little parrot? Roscoe would be like, what the fuck? I'm not a parrot. I'm a cat. And then you are in that situation or like, whoa, I'm not going to. Seems like a touchy subject.
It's like this parrot is maybe doesn't know where it's at.
No.
In its own identity. But yeah, I guess the parrot purrs it's like a parrot. I don't know. The parrot also does this interesting thing of like really taking a liking to Oliver when he gets on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
There is kind of this like, because I was wondering the entire time. I was like, okay, so what is going to be what the parrot saw? But I think what the parrot saw, I mean, maybe we can get to it later. That seems like maybe the final bow to wrap.
Yeah, of what the parrot saw. Because that's well, because when you pick up a book that's the title is What the Parrot Saw, you're like, well, who's the like? What did the parrot see? But like, we're the parrot too. Like, what did? Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
wow.
We're the parrot.
We're on the perch.
We're on
Yes.
the perch,
Thinking,
repeating.
yes, are we cats? And we're trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Because I feel like in my life right now, I don't know about you, but I just feel like I'm just a parrot thinking I'm a cat, and that is just where I'm at.
Who's your like master? Who's like whose shoulder are you on?
Oh man. Like honestly, I feel like my body is cut up into a million different pieces right now, and I'm on everyone's shoulder.
Whoa! Oh, that's a very zen answer.
Oh, I meant it as like self-deprecating.
Oh,
Wait,
wow.
whose shoulder are you on right now?
Oh, man, if I was Roscoe,
Mm-hmm.
I could be on Maddie's shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If there was a shoulder like of a person in this world, like that exists in this world, if you can be on anyone's shoulder, who would it be?
I mean, my first gut response is
Mm-hmm.
like LeVar Burton,
That's a good shoulder.
and then people would be like, "Oh, LeVar Bird in," and it would be like this fun thing maybe that we could have together. And I don't know, I just feel like that, yeah, that life could be very soothing and enriching for a parrot.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
It's the
Yeah.
host of Reading Rainbow. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah, yeah. He'll enable me to be more than just a parrot. I could be a cat.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. My hand is on my heart. See, I would be on the shoulder of John Lithgow, and I don't know why.
Wait, it was John Lithgow.
He was in Harry and the Hendersons. He was the guy in Third Rock from the Sun. He was in The Crown just now. You know who he is. You'll be like, oh, that guy. I just want to be on his shoulder.
I just love. Yeah. This guy.
Don't know why. Don't know why.
Oh my god. He has quotes, by the way, on his Wikipedia, like little breakdown.
Mhm.
First quote: "I have a lot of faith in people."
Who doesn't want to be on a shoulder that says that?
On a man's shoulder.
He just seems like a nice guy. He still uses double spaces between his sentences on tweets. I want to be on your shoulder.
You're like a big Lithgow. Like.
I'm a lift girl. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Oh man.
Another tagline for the book.
Yeah. That's gonna be my autobiography of With Girl.
Oh my god. Oh man, just put it on your tombstone.
Oh yeah, it's already there. I already erected it, don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, so wait, Maddie,
yeah,
her thing is that she's like a master of disguise.
yes. Yes. She dresses up as men, women of like different statures, of different walks of life. And she's like, um, that is her life. She's always shape shifting. She's always not quite fully jumping into one identity. That's like kind of her. You know, she's a pirate. It's like living among it.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So those are kind of like, you know, those are her barriers that I think she puts up.
Oh yeah. And it's like you don't know who she like you know who she is. I feel like you don't it's interesting that the author doesn't like start like it's all Oliver like in the first few chapters and like Maddie you're just like is I honestly thought I was like is there a female character in this book and then she comes up and then by the end you know exactly who she is versus you know exactly who Oliver is in the beginning.
Right. He's kind of like, yeah, he's like the voice of reason for the entire book.
Yeah. Oh, what else? Okay. So I want to talk about the sex in this book.
Great.
So this was the first time. So like, how did you feel about like reading sex in a book? Like, was it mind blowing? Like, what was your reaction?
It was just like the detail and like, I mean, it was really a nice change of pace. Like you know, I don't want to get too like societal, but it's like we're like the internet porn generation, you know, like gratifications like need to be like, I'm gonna like look at the thumbnails or like I'm gonna fast forward to like the part that I want. And this was like,
where the thing goes up on, you know, usually like on the thing or you see the most amount of views, you just scroll there and you're like, I know where I'm going.
Right. This is where the people are at, you know, I'm hanging out. But this was like, literally, you had to go through each beat of it, and it was like, whoa, whoa, never like think about that necessarily in like a, I don't know, in that like detail. I don't know. It was just really good.
Yeah, I loved it. And I thought the sex was like not the sex isn't vanilla, which I really liked, which is like something that was enjoyable to read from. It kind of also made the book modern too. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, it like wasn't, you know, like the most enticing parts were the stuff, the foreplay. That was like the description of that stuff. And you know, they hook up like I would say the middle 2/3 of the book is just them.
Yeah.
Getting down, right? And like maybe they basically they hook up, they go on an adventure furthering like, you know, getting the slaves freed, and then they hook up again, and then like, you know, it just goes and they fall more and more in love. It's like the middle of it. And every time they hook up, it's like stakes are a little bit like, you know, you can feel like the emotional stakes are there. Also like stuff's a little more like she like massaging him like coconut oil and like he's tied up in the massage and man, it's wild times. I wanted to know if that's like language is it usually like that or what is it more like?
Well, let me just say to the listeners, there was a pegging scene. This was she pegs him. Like
oh yeah.
Yeah. So
yes.
That was the first time I think I've ever read a pegging scene. But to your question, there are all different sorts of things. Like, you know, there's a range of like, there's no sex at all, and it's very like quaint and, you know, not descriptive. And then, you know, there's full blown like erotica where, you know, it gets just like even more wild than what we read, where it's like the story is, you know, there's no story, it's just sex, and it's like great, that's fun, I'm here for it. But this I would say is like kind of in the middle. but there's like a whole array of like different like levels of heat.
Yes, and she does. I think one of the passages I highlighted was, I don't know how you do the passages.
You can read it now. Listen, we're talking about it.
I think one of the passages I highlighted was the pegging scene.
Ooh, I think you might need to read it just for everyone to know how beautifully written this scene is.
Sure. Okay. The air, oh my God, okay. The air hung still between them, and he disobeyed orders and tore the silk off his eyes, looking over his shoulder at her. Maddie sat back on her heels, her hair plastered to her forehead, her golden skin sheened with sweat, her eyes black and wide, and the pulse in her neck throbbed in rhythm with his heart, a syncopation of lust and desire. But what mesmerized him was the ivory dildo rising from the doe-skin harness around her hips, gleaming pearl-like against her skin, cunningly carved to simulate a cock.
I mean,
that's bars.
It's raised.
That's bars. That's just like, yeah.
I feel like if anything, you learn an important historical lesson. You learn a lot of historical lessons. Like the author does include real like historical facts in it, which was very interesting. But also we learned there are double-sided dildos back in the olden times, right, and strap-ons, because she says at the end that like he was like, your turn or whatever. And she's like, oh no, I already had an orgasm. It's like a dildo that like pleases me too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And made of ivory. So, I mean, that's quality elephant husk, you know?
There's nothing like killing an elephant for your own satisfaction. Can you imagine, like, if dildos were, like, the primary reason that, like, elephants were killed and we just didn't want to admit it because we're, like, so puritanical?
Yeah, this is, like, way pre, like, pianos or, like, any sort of typical ivory. The first reason people hunted.
Like, we got to stick something up in us. That's right. What human beings yearn for.
Right, and doing it with the elephant is just proven to be so difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure people tried, you know, live elephant.
Can't sit still. Also, the core strength you're going to need.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
And you have to be outdoors because, like, who hasn't like an elephant-sized house?
I know, and then you have to go to a zoo, and that's weird. The tickets are so expensive for that tier. Right? Like, elephants live in zoos. I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, the double-sided dildo. It's very dope.
Very dope.
And
there
the
was
the doe-skin harness.
The doe-skin harness. Thankfully, there was a doe that she can make the harness with.
You know, that's that same climate. You know, elephants and does.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the same. Maybe and why isn't elephant skin like good enough to be a harness for an elephant dildo?
Listen, I'm sure someone tried and failed, and how they failed is only up to our imagination.
Oh, okay.
Okay, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, in terms of, like, it being, like, very modern, I feel like she wasn't, like, she's not afraid to express herself, you know, in stand up for herself, like, in life, and it also goes to the bedroom as well. And so the scene that I wanted to read was this was the first time they have sex. So they are having sex, and this is towards the end, and he's about to, blow it in a good way. Okay. She knew even before he did that he wouldn't be able to hold out. So she let him go, savoring his sounds, the hot rush of his seed inside her body. When he collapsed atop her, she rolled them to their sides, and he struggled to get his breath back. That was amazing, he gasped. She smiled tightly. Her pretty cabin boy still had lessons to learn. You're not done yet, sunshine. She took his hands and showed him how to touch her, and his eyes widened as he realized what she meant. He was an apt pupil, his long fingers finishing what they started, and when she hissed yes in his ear, she clutched his hand inside her, holding him as a miser holds gold, never wanting to let go of the treasure. They both lay on the damp sheets, panting. Then Maddie reached up and brushed his hair off his forehead, smiling at him in the lamplight. Now you are done.
Ooh.
Heat factor 11.
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just so, that was the first time he did come rather quickly. I think in every aspect.
Sure.
Because his experience level he has an odd sexual history.
He does. He does. And it was fascinating. And another fascinating thing is that he wasn't afraid to tell her.
Yeah. Yeah. He had no shame about who he was or what he stood for, which was really cool. He never, yeah. But his first sexual experience was with a paid, he was a teen. And when you're a teen and the homies are hey, you gotta have sex now. And you're yeah, I know. And then they're we'll just go to the brothel. And so you go to the brothel. Oliver goes to the brothel. He pays this woman. They start doing it. But then he hears a child crying behind a screen. And he realizes that this child's mother is the woman he's what's the word I'm looking for?
Having sex with?
Having sex with.
Mm-hmm.
And
well,
so
kind of, yeah.
As a principal, he goes, I can't do this. Can't have sex with a mother with a child, which is such a low bar of standards, but listen, he did it.
Yeah. What a good guy.
What a really good guy. I mean, that really separates him from the others.
Oh, sure. Yeah. And Maddie, I think if I recall correctly, Maddie wants to sleep with him, and he was just first, and he's I want to sleep with you, but not until I know that you want to be with me, and that this isn't just a physical thing that, one and done. This has to be special.
Right. Yeah, the standards were I'm not just going to be some other, some flash in the pan.
Yeah. He's it was, and I think maybe that brothel experience for him established that. He knows he's very forthcoming in his beliefs and doesn't but he's also willing to learn.
Yeah, exactly. And so that kind of ties into his function in this operation of trying to, because Maddie sees value in him as because he is principled, he's well spoken, he's a white man from Britain, merchant of a cotton mill or whatever, or cousin of a merchant of a cotton mill. And so she sees while there is that sexual attraction, she also sees a real value in him as far as getting her job done.
Yeah. So what she needs to do is that she's part of an operation to help smuggle slaves to freedom, and she needs him to pretend to be a slave buyer, and it's obviously he's a white guy, so obviously it's easy to get away with. So they go to Florida, and he does his transaction, but then shit goes down.
Yep. Oh my gosh. So, are we talking about the part with the daughter, not the daughter, but the little girl and her aunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are making an escape with the two of them, And then like Maddie's like singing a song. There's like a song, and then out of the brush emerges like an aunt and her niece.
Yeah, because it was like this signal. Because it was like this very like intricate like spy. You know what I mean? Like there's passwords and like
Yeah.
signals and stuff. It's very like in which I think it was like that. And like that was borrowed from history, but it is pretty fascinating.
Yeah, it was like something like I think she called it like a reverse underground railroad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and by reverse, not like a place that would take freed people and take them on a road to
Right.
slave.
I feel like because technically they're going south instead
Right.
of north. Yeah.
No. When I first read that, I was like, well, I don't think that's right. But
Yeah, not the best choice of words. Yeah, I can see that.
but they were to go south. Like freed slaves would run away and go south, and so Maddie was like, would transfer them essentially to the ship to then
To
free
the Caribbean, yeah.
the Caribbean. And which is like an actual historical thing, which is super dope. But yeah, so they're like they're setting up camp. They're gonna leave the next morning, and then there's like a baying of hounds in the distance, and that's when Oliver goes, "All right, you guys gotta split. I'm gonna distract them. I'm gonna run off, right?" And they have this like momentary, "I'll find you again," and
Yeah.
it's kiss, and then they run off. They go one way. Oliver goes another way. He eventually gets caught, and his whiteness saves the day. For sure. He gets caught by a marshal and like two cronies, and just is able to just talk his way out of it. They're like,
Sure.
a guy like this, we gotta give him due process. Which, hey, Maddie was right. It's exactly what his function was, and I think Oliver even acknowledges that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She was just like, well, when she like first gave him the idea, she's like, "You're a white man, and this is what you're going to do." And he's like, "I understand my privilege."
Yeah, just like that was very cool. And yeah, so then Oliver gets taken captive, or he goes to court, but then is sentenced to 30 days in jail, and he has to have his hand branded.
Yeah.
With SS or something, like slave.
Yeah, like slave stealer. Yeah.
Yeah, and so there's this whole hullabaloo. He gets the hand thing, and he like loses faith in Maddie because she said she'd come back, and then she didn't. And
she doesn't. And he was like getting sick, like the hand got infected. So I think he got like full on sick, and like he like lost use of his hand. Like it was like a fucked up hand injury.
Yeah, and like, man, yeah, that is gross.
It was really gross. Yeah. But Maddie finally finds him. How does she find him? Oh, he goes out of jail with her.
So yes. So they so because of his status as like a British whatever merchant, the British post on the island sends somebody for him after like 6 days in jail or something. So he's like out of it, decrepit, and a guy shows up to like transfer him to the British like compound. But then they get on that trail, they get crossed by Maddie and her two dudes like in masks.
Yeah.
And there's a reveal of like, oh shit, Maddie came to save him. Ultimately. And then there's this amazing, like, she nurses him back to health with like a really cool like a tea compress.
She puts like tea on his, because I think it's like supposed to help with infections.
I rock with that so much. It's like such an Eastern like medicine, like, like tea would. That's just, and she, I don't know, she just takes care of him, and there's this whole section earlier about how she learned on her first ship of like how to be a surgeon or a nurse, and feeling that, but it's also that she's taking care of him on the one hand because it's the duty, but then on the other hand she deeply loves him and is like nurturing him, and
she feels guilty, and she's scared. I think she's like also really scared that like she loves him.
Right, that is a really big part of it. Because making herself vulnerable like that is like going against everything that she had built her life around.
Absolutely. And so you think that like when she like takes him, well, for me I thought like, okay, like she's making him better, he proposes, he's gonna say yes, end of story. Not the case. He proposes, she loves him, she admits that he loves him, but then the next day she runs off.
Right. And wow,
That
that was,
tore my heart out.
it was rough.
It was
But
rough.
I only knew that had to be the case because there was like 60 pages left in the book, and I was like, okay, there's no way this is the end.
Well, yeah, I thought like, okay, this is going to end, and the next part is just the first 3 chapters of the next book. But I was wrong. I was wrong.
Oh,
Yeah.
do they do that sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes not the first 3, but like the first one chapter, they'll like, yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah. So I mean, yeah. So Oliver is like, he's so upset, and then it just like, I mean, it hard cuts to him just like back in England,
Mm-hmm.
with his mom and his family, and like he's back in that civilized state. And this was definitely like, okay, this is a book, this is a fake story, and obviously we need to like shoehorn a way for Maddie to come back into his life.
Right.
But so Oliver, I don't even know. Do you want to explain this? Because I don't even understand.
So Oliver like goes back and he's like dead set on finding Maddie. He's like not like, he gets the thing of like, I love you so much and I'm leaving you, that whole, letter. And he's like, I disagree. I don't accept this. I do not accept this, Maddie.
Right.
And he finds out that Maddie's actually from England, right? Like her father, she's the illegitimate child of like this baron and a freed woman. And so she goes back to her mom, and like kind of the thing of like, oh my child, it's been ages, like I see that you're in love and you don't want to admit, that whole thing.
It's just like, how do you come back from being a pirate like that? I don't know. It's just your mom was treating it like it was just like a study abroad or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You see, like you've lived some, so it's like she's like killing people. And...
Yeah, you took your gap year and now it's time to settle
down. But it's really fascinating. She's like this, amazing hero, and then she goes back to like her little, her like little house or home.
And so I feel like I'm glossing over something, but Oliver's mom wants to have like, she obviously is like, I want you to marry, that mom thing. And so she holds like a party for him, for all of like the eligible women to meet him. And Maddie somehow gets to that party. Like she's invited.
She's invited because Maddie's stepdad runs like a shipping company.
That's right. And Oliver goes and wants to go into business with him.
That's it. And so that was kind of like
how he gets her.
Yes. And then that they see each other again. And then, there's like the whole thing of like, there's the stuff we want to say and do, but we're in this like meetup ball. And, it's kind of like, oh man, will they, won't they? And then they do.
They do, yeah. There was a final thing where he kind of defends her honor, so back in the Caribbean, or in Florida, Maddie gets into a bar fight. This was actually my favorite scene. Maddie, dressed as a man, like is just like gets into a bar fight with these dudes who are like cheating at gambling.
Yeah.
And Oliver is there, and then afterward, he just watches it, right? And then afterward, she was like, "You just like didn't come to my rescue," or no, she didn't say that. She said, "Why didn't you help me fight these guys?" And he's like, "Oh, I knew you could handle it." And she was like, "Oh, thanks." And that was like my favorite interaction.
Well, that's like the most fascinating dynamic. Part of their dynamic to me is like she really like she doesn't need his service, like as far as like your typical idea of like a male in a relationship is like, oh, the physical protector, but she didn't need him in that sense at all. And I thought that was really cool. And how he like was kind of like, yeah, I know she can take care of herself. And I think they were like disguised too, and so he also like couldn't.
Right.
Otherwise, it would be like a weird look.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was super. That was super cool. And I think there was also like some really cool, like Oliver was like role playing, like fantasy role playing, like when she's dressed up as a man, obviously the ivory dildo, and that was all like super, like it was just super cool, and like it wasn't like I don't know, it wasn't so, it kind of broke the generalized idea of like romance in a fictitious sense in a lot of ways. It was like super, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
No,
but
I know exactly what you're saying. I feel like this author took like, because like I feel like like, you know, even if you don't read romance, you know the Fabio book cover pirate romance thing, you know. And I feel like the author took that and not only like, and she dissected it. She didn't even like reverse the roles of making like Maddie the male role and the, you know, Oliver the female role, but she like tore the whole genre itself inside out, you know, and it was so good.
yeah, I just like really appreciated how unexpected a lot of it was. And I never felt kind of unentertained. Like even with like the the mates on the ship, like Turnbull and all these like rapscallions, but they all like serve this captain, and like the gender doesn't, it's just not defined at all by like any sort of typical societal standards. But then like yeah, it's just like super cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. So on that note, what do you think the parrot saw? I don't know the answer either. Well, I don't know. Well,
okay, here I have a passage.
Okay.
This may not work, but okay. Well, let's see. What did the parrot see? Okay, she called him sunshine, but she was the ocean. Dark and mysterious in the night, warm and embracing in the sunlight, always shifting and changing, holding secrets and danger in her depths. One cannot hold the ocean or know it in its totality, but he could explore it, and he did, starting, okay, Nick gets very like sexual, but I think it is that. The parrot saw the ocean.
Oh, yeah. That's what the parrot saw. Beautiful.
I lost Steve. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe a parrot. What do you think the parrot saw?
I think the parrot saw in his own way revolution.
Wow.
I think.
Wow.
Because I feel like change comes on the individual level. And these two changed, defied the roles that society, impresses upon them. And when two people do that, it grows like a good virus, not a bad virus. But, like it just feels like when you see one person being able to change their lives for the better, the rest of us can change our lives for the better. Then there's a revolution.
Wow.
And the fucking parrot saw that.
The parrot saw the revolution.
Revolution. Lowercase r. A lowercase r revolution. I mean, everything went to shit. I mean, I hate to tell a parrot this, but like things went way worse.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better. But you know what? Maybe in that small way, it did happen. And maybe that's the point. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's just what can happen in your own orbit,
Yeah, absolutely.
The last paragraph is this.
Okay.
And whatever the parrot saw, he refused to speak of it forever after, except to occasionally mutter, "Buggering beats," when his master and mistress were caught kissing, as they so often were.
Aw,
Maybe the parrot just saw love,
I think that's true.
you know? It's
Mhm.
the parrot is Cupid.
Yeah, that could be it. Maybe the parrot, the parrot isn't cat, parrot is Cupid. The parrot made it happen.
Wow. Well, I mean, who knows? Maybe Maddie was like, I'm not sure about these dudes, like going around the islands,
Mm-hmm.
She's hooking up with men and women.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't find anything steady, but it's okay because I got this business. Maybe I'll let this parrot decide for me.
Yeah,
That's a stable choice.
absolutely. It's the choice of a stable, smart person. When in doubt, leave it to a parrot.
Leave it to a parrot. And I think that's my biggest takeaway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so I know you haven't read romances before this, but on a scale of like A through F, like A is good, F is bad, like school. I don't know if you remember school. How much did you like enjoy this book? Like, how good do you think it was?
I honestly would give it an A.
I give it an A. I give it an A plus.
Look, this is my first one, so I'm hesitant for the plus, but this was like a quality book.
Mm-hmm.
Like in every, I don't know, because I was, like you said, you see the cover. The cover, by the way, the person who's modeled as Maddie does not do her justice.
No, and I feel like the cover isn't even a person. Like, I feel like it looks very much like it was a graphic designer. You know what I mean? Is that I don't know.
No, how do I see? Yeah, it's it really doesn't look like a person because the right side of the jaw is that's not like a person's jaw.
No, it feels like it's a little
on Microsoft Paint.
Yeah. It's definitely MS Paint.
Yeah. But and she's like too fair skinned, I think.
Yeah.
For Maddie.
Agreed.
But that's the thing that tripped me out was it. So she was English the entire time.
Yeah, well, her dad is.
Her dad is English, right? Her family lives in England. She was born there, but then she kind of just maybe like I just can't imagine an English person getting that tan.
Right.
That's my hang up.
Well, yeah.
She would burn. There's no
well, she was, but her mom is black.
Was that right? She's
she's mixed race.
That changes literally everything.
Yeah.
I rescind my previous.
No, that's okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Britain.
No, it's fine. Listen, and I feel it, but you're right about her skin tone, though. She does look very light, and I don't think she was described that way.
Yeah, and for shame,
I know. Yeah.
Would call the publisher and demand to change it.
Maybe they will because like what the parrot saw,
Oh my gosh. But yeah, dude, I'm like, so I'm like, oh, I want to read another one, but like, this was, I don't know, it's almost just like a perfect, I almost don't want to taint it with reading another thing.
Sure. Listen, you do you. I am so glad you enjoyed it, though.
Me too.
Yeah, and I enjoyed you being a guest on the podcast.
This was so fun.
Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffy Kennedy, and I'm here with my first cup of coffee every morning on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. I'm an award-winning author of fantasy and romantic fantasy, and I chat with you about what it's like to be a career author. I honestly share my daily challenges and triumphs in getting my novels written. I give insights into the business side of being a writer and reflect on leading a fulfilling and creative life. Sit down and have a cup of coffee with me.
Too Stupid to Live is part of the Frolic Podcast Network. For more podcasts you'll love, visit frolic.media/podcasts. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great rest of your day. 'Cause I just can't make my